You know what time it is. It's not New Comic Wednesday. It's just Comic Wednesday today, up until the near future. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the format a little bit. I'm going to tell you about the comics that I get in the mail, and then I'm going to do an artist spotlight. Today's spotlight will be on J. Scott Campbell. So I'm going to show you about 25 of my favorite issues of J. Scott Campbell, tell you a little backstory on him as well. So without further ado, you ready to do this, Yogi? You ready? I'm ready. All right. So before we get into the J. Scott Campbell, up here I got Death Widow, and this is a special Emerald City Convention exclusive that was offered on the website because Emerald City was closed down. This is by Stephen Butler, and it is an homage to the J.G. Jones Black Widow cover, which is very hot in and of itself. And next up, one of my favorite newer artists, and that's Ji-Hyun Lee with this Ghost Spider #1. Beautiful, beautiful cover. And I had to grab the Virgin as well, and no sooner had I bought that one than this convention exclusive unmasked version came out as well. And that is absolutely beautiful, and that thing is really hot on the eBay. And there's one Ji-Hyun Lee Spider-Gwen cover that is super valuable, about $500 or more, and I believe that's a 1 in 500 variant. Next up, another one of my most favorite artists, and that is Mike Mayhew, and this is the Hellions #1. And this book was really good. Had some strange motley crew hodgepodge of characters, but somehow it worked together and had a really dark sense of humor about that book as well. So high marks from me as far as my review on that book. And this book didn't get good reviews, but I enjoyed it a lot. I thought the artwork is great, but this Adam Hughes variant is super sexy. Do I have this right side up? No, she's supposed to be like this. There you go. Boom. And then I got Strange Academy. This is the J. Scott Campbell Virgin variant. I believe that's a 1 in 25 or a 1 in 50. And I wanted to get a more exclusive version of this book because we have several first appearances in this book. We got the first appearance of Emily Blythe. We got the first appearance of the son of Dormammu, Doyle Dormammu. We got Shaylee Moonpetal, as well as Zoe Laveau, Calvin Morse, and Desi. So any one of those characters gets popular, and this is going to be a really valuable book. So J. Scott Campbell, one of my favorite artists. He was born Jeffrey Scott Campbell, but his fans simply know him as J. Scott. He was born April 12, 1973, and spent most of his youth in Denver, Colorado. His first inspiration for comics was as a teenager when one of his buddies showed him a copy of X-Men Annual #10, drawn by Arthur Adams, and he was hooked. So at age 15, he won a contest by designing a video game concept called Lock Arm, and his concept was featured in Nintendo Power Magazine #6. So after graduating from Aurora High School, he became a freelance artist, and he got discovered by Jim Lee, and then he moved to San Diego to work for Image Comics. His first work was 2 pinups for an Homage Studios pinup special in 1993. Then he went on to do some spot work for Wildcats and Stormwatch. Then he co-created Gem 13, which is a great book with Brandon Choi and Jim Lee, and that debuted in Death Mate Black. Campbell left the book after drawing 20 issues in 1997, and in 98 he teamed up with Joe Maduro and Humberto Ramos, and they founded the Cliffhanger brand of Wildstorm. From there he launched Danger Girl, and in 2006 Campbell signed on exclusively with Marvel, and he gained massive notoriety for his work on Amazing Spider-Man, his ASM 601, 606, and 607 gaining some of the most notoriety. From then on, he's been mainly a cover artist doing exclusive variant covers for comic companies, variant covers, incentive covers, as well as his own J. Scott Campbell brand, which is one of them I'm about to show you right now. There was 3 of those, 4 of them actually. There was a solo Spider-Man, there was a Gwen Stacy, there was a Black Cat, and a Mary Jane, and I've got a few of them to show you here. And if you look on the back, they have a certificate of authenticity showing that that's the D cover, which is the most sought after. So really nice book there. A lot of these books I'm going to show you are signed, and most of them I either got signed myself personally or came from his website signed, so they would have certification. And I just absolutely love the way he draws Spider-Gwen. Absolutely beautiful, and that's an autographed copy as well. This one's not autographed, but look how sexy that cover is. And J. Scott gets a little heat for drawing his covers a little too sexy, but honestly, I don't think they're very risque at all. And they all have sort of that Disney-esque quality to them as well, which I really love. This is another signed copy of an early appearance of Winpool. Absolutely beautiful. And I will say something about J. Scott Campbell. He does charge a little more for his autograph than some, but it's definitely reasonable. I believe the first one's free, the next one's $5, and the next one's $20. At least that's the way it was the last time I saw him at a convention. Super nice guy as well, and he's got a beautiful wife, and very easy to talk to. Some of these artists, when you go up to them, they're a little haughty-taughty, but not this guy. He's definitely down to earth. This is a very exclusive one. This is a 1 in 50 X-Force variant. That was one of the harder to get. And this is the Mexican variant of this copy, but if you can get the original of this, it's worth thousands of dollars. As is this one. Probably would be his most exclusive cover that he has. This is the Mexican variant. I hope one day I'll be able to parlay myself into the original Wolverine J. Scott Campbell variant. Next up, this one came from his website and it's signed. Beautiful Electra cover. And before I leave that on there, I'll show you the little certificate of authenticity. I like it when you go, some artists when you go get their signatures at Comic-Cons, they will offer you a certificate of authenticity rather than having to go through CGC. I don't normally buy grade books and I've never graded a book. I may in the future, but it's not really something I want to get addicted to. Beautiful X-23, and he really does a great job at choosing a color that complements the book whenever he autographs it. And this one came from his site as well, X-Men #1, cover B. Again, beautiful signature on those. And if you've been getting signatures at conventions, you'll know that some artists, they don't really take a lot of care with their placement, their color, or the niceness of the autograph. Now this one is very special because it comes from J. Scott Campbell's personal collection. See if you ever can find one of those on the eBay. And this is one of his more valuable covers. I would say that one normally goes for about 150 bucks graded. But being that that's from his exclusive collection, I think I might be able to do a little more on that. This is another one from his site. That's another cover D, which the cover Ds you usually have to buy A, B, and C to get those. Or if you choose to buy it on the eBay, you're going to pay a bit of a premium. Most of these books, when I buy them on the eBay, I wait it out until I can find them at a good price or snipe it at a good price. This one is got the Stan Lee Collectibles card in there, and it came from J. Scott's site, autographed by Stan Lee, and it's got the hologram on there as well. It was supposed to be autographed by both J. Scott and Stan Lee, but that didn't happen, and I didn't want to send it back. This is another D cover, beautiful the 4 set that he did, and I absolutely love his Harley Quinn. You do not see J. Scott do a lot of DC work. And remember I told you there was a set of 4 of these, and I have actually exclusive convention drink glasses or pint glasses that match these covers as well, and that one's a beauty. This one came from his J. Scott Campbell site as well, and you can also tell that whenever he has the little dot enclosure with his signature on it, and that one's great. And this is one of the ones that really put him on the map, and this is the Amazing Spider-Man 601. Beautiful signature on that one. Absolutely love the way he draws Mary Jane and the Black Cat. This one is an exclusive from his site as well. And unfortunately, after releasing these, he released virgin covers after the fact, so that kind of left people scrambling, and also people that had bought the originals, it really dropped the value of those. So that kind of bummed me out, and it kind of threw cold water on me buying from him for a while. So now I'm a little bit more choosy with the ones that I buy. This is another one that really put him on the map, and I absolutely love this silver signature on this Amazing Spider-Man 607. And this one's really hard to get. It's a 1 in 25 or 1 in 50 variant, and it is the first appearance of Silk. And look at that beautiful signature on there. That silver on black looks absolutely fabulous. I only got 2 more books to show you before I get to our special guest of the afternoon. And as I said, I don't usually get graded books, but I was able to get this graded book at the price I would normally find it raw, and actually cheaper than I would normally find it raw. And that one is absolutely beautiful. It's a Le Chat Noir. It's a homage cover to a French poster. And last but not least, you've probably seen this one before. It's usually in my trophy cases, and this is one of the best J. Scott Campbells ever that you could find, and it can go for as much as about $300 or more. And he did a beautiful red signature on that. I hope this doesn't overtake the camera there, but look at that bad boy. Ooh-wee, absolutely love that. Before we finish up, I got a little special guest to show you. He wants to talk about one of his favorite comics of the day, okay?
Hi everybody, I'm Tony Giraldo. This is a Spider-Man comic and it's about Spider-Verse. And the reason why I picked it is because I'm a fan of Spider-Man and I like the cover.
Very nice. Good job.
So the gentleman that does my audio and video, Mark Silky Smooth Sulka, that's his cousin, and he has recently been introduced to comics and he's hooked. So we're definitely trying to show him along the right path in regards to comic collecting. So hope you enjoyed that a little bit, and I hope to see you soon. And be sure to look down in the comments and let me know what artists you'd like to see in the future. I've got tons of comics and I've got tons of artists I'd love to show you. So if you have a favorite that you'd like to see, by all means. Also, if you'd like me to cover some storylines or talk about anything in particular, leave it down there in the comments. I'm definitely receptive and I usually get back to you really quick. So please do that, hit that like button and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Also, if you have a favorite of J. Scott that you didn't see today, take a picture of it, leave it in the comments. I'd love to see it.